Dragic clears it out. Butler downhill on Tatum. Into traffic. Got it! And one! Clutch time, Dade County. Jimmy Butler delivering. Tatum out front. Clock at 7. Working against Butler. Got downhill. Couldn't punch it. Bam says, get it out of here. Adebayo, sky high with the block and rejection. That's why he's NBA All-Defensive Team.
Jimmy buckets on one end, a Bam block for the ages on the other, and the Miami Heat take game one of an incredible Eastern Conference Finals. Wow, what a night. Hall of Famer Isiah Thomas right there, Caron Butler, I'm Matt Weiner. Guys, this was, we anticipated this would be an evenly matched series between these two teams. This game was incredible. Boston led by as many as 14. Miami comes back, outscores them by 12 in the fourth to force overtime, and then all kinds of havoc takes place. Let's get into it. Zeke, first thoughts on how Miami comes away with game one.
I thought they weathered the storm the first quarter. I thought Boston came out with rhythm, and I thought it took Miami a while to get into their rhythm. I thought Hero was great, almost had a triple-double. Jimmy Butler coming through, but Miami fell back, on his defensive principles at the end. They started the game out in the zone. In the last play of the game, they played the zone. Tatum goes down the middle. Bam is there to meet him. Great defensive game by the Miami Heat and great offensive game by the Miami Heat.
Caron, we love it when players make plays at the end of games, and that's exactly what Miami did on both ends of the floor. This is Butler going right after Jason Tatum. You heard Doris Burke talking about it on the broadcast. What a good, lengthy defender he is. Almost through just force of will, somehow got that to go. Hit the free throw as well. And then there's Adebayo stepping up to defend the rim. Just incredible timing. Took the force of the Tatum dunk attempt. You saw the fingers go backward. Just unbelievable. Caron, that's as good a defensive play at the end of a game as you'll ever see.
I think it embodies everything what the Heat culture is all about. When you talk about defense, disposition, mindset, mentality, imposing your will on the game, sweat equity, all those things that Pat Riley started when this team was, assembled and becoming an expansion franchise in Miami-Dade County. And then to see, Udonis Haslem over there on the sideline jumping up in that moment, you know what I mean? Like, it was just a huge moment seeing Bam full rotation right there, meeting the offensive player at the rim and Jason Tatum, and just going up there and sending it back. I thought it was an excellent job, but also something that Zeke touched on. When you saw they started off in the zone, they had a 5-man rotation, they blitzed, they read, they did all these different things. We said that this, from a defensive standpoint, wasn't be a chess match by the coaches. Eric Spoelstra is not letting Kemba Walker or none of those guys get comfortable or see or get familiar with some of the defensive schemes that they're throwing at them. They're blitzing them and throwing them multiple looks.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Miami played a ton of zone during the regular season, very little in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, but they come out with that a bunch. And just as Toronto did, they're throwing bodies at Kemba Walker. For whatever reason, he's the guy they don't want to get into any sort of a rhythm, and Kemba was just 6 of 19 tonight. He did end up with 19 points. Let's go through some of these moments in the fourth quarter when Miami had to come back. Zeke, you touched on it. They had good quarters. They had terrible quarters in this game. The first and the third were bad. The fourth, good. There's Kemba with a big bucket there on the rookie Hero. And then Hero bounces right back. We saw this in earlier series. He is not afraid of the moment. Boston, up by 2.
No, he's not, Matt. And I thought this was a big block here. I mean, and Caron talked about the defensive principles, and here I thought Butler on the 3, bam, and he was fouled on that play too. I thought
could have been. I don't know about you guys. This shot kind of drives me nuts in a tie game. I don't know why you're taking a 25-footer at the buzzer.
Jason Tatum.
I thought it was a little more time on the clock right there. He could have elected to drive down, but give a ton of credit to the Heat, pushing the overtime after having a subpar third quarter. And when you think about the start minutes of the overtime, they started off with a 7-0 run in that pocket. Miami was balling and clicking offensively.
Great pass by Hero there, one of his 9 assists. There's Kemba working on the rookie and knocking that down. Boston up by 1 at that point with 23 seconds left in the overtime. But as we showed you, Butler with determination and grit, hanging and hitting the N1 against Tatum. And on the other end, Bam Adebayo with a block that would make Alonzo Mourning proud. Just perfectly timed. Ooh, as he comes over as a help defender out of that zone and turns away Tatum, who